Hey guys, Silvermax is here, and, well, we got a new Nintendo Direct. So, yeah, let's talk about it. So, I'm here joined by two of my friends. I've got with me Flutterguy98, the flamboyant flyer himself.
Hello.
And I've got my buddy Josh, aka Zappuel Lightningrod, age usual on my channel. What the hell was that noise?
That was
Boy!
a me dying noise.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the three of us are all really big fans of Pokemon. Well, it would have been four of us, but DL was late.
DL's dead.
Not to mention, this will be one of my first Pokemon games that I'll ever be playing. By the way,
Wait, what? Really?
yeah, so far I've stuck to the anime.
Ah, okay.
How did you manage to get this long just stuck on the anime alone? I am legitimately curious.
Anyways, so we're gonna talk a lot about the Direct. It shouldn't take too long, because the Direct's only 15 minutes, so
But
yeah.
there's a lot of shit in that direct.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of stuff that we found out, and of course, you know, with the name, like, Pokemon, let's talk about Pokemon, including the two that are currently on the screen. Let me just say one thing. I love Lulu, and it's so freaking adorable, and I want it.
It's the best sheep. It's the best sheep.
Best sheep.
It is the best sheep. Oh my god, I love it.
blows the reap out of the water.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And
It's so freaking cute.
it has Fluffy. That means it's gonna be a tank.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like that.
And it's gonna be flammable.
Oh
So
god.
that'd be nice.
No, no,
It's
not
okay.
the
We'll
poor
protect-
little Lulu.
It's okay, we'll
don't
protect
burn
it.
Wooloo.
It's okay, we'll protect it.
By the way, this is all of us concerning Wooloo.
Look at that fluffy unicorn!
Thank you, Steve.
I'm gonna die! So fluffy!
Thank you, which one was that, Agnes?
That was not me.
I believe so. It's been a while since I've seen the first Despicable Me movie.
Yeah, fair enough, but it's like, yeah, I instantly fell in love with Lulu.
Who didn't? Everyone loves this sheep.
It's so adorably cute. I love it.
It's round!
Yep, and then the what?
Spherical.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we got introduced to 7 new Pokemon, 5 of which we're going to talk about right now. So, alongside Wooloo, we got the introduction of Dreadnought, which is a giant turtle.
I love him. This is okay, no, here's the thing. Every single good generation has a turtle Pokemon in. We're good.
Oh,
We got this.
Wait, are you
Wait.
saying that certain Pokemon generations are bad?
Yes. No, but
Wait.
that's how you know that this is gonna be a really good generation.
Wait,
I should
what?
say.
What Pokemon don't have a turtle in it?
Only two.
Let's see.
Only 2 generations do not have a turtle Pokemon in it.
Then which 2 are you?
I believe it's Gen 1 and 3. I may be
No.
wrong now.
That's entirely wrong.
Oh yeah.
Gen-
Yeah.
Gen 2 and 6.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, but are you talking smack about Gen 2 and 6?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it, Josh. You are banished. Nope, you're gone. You're gone. Goodbye.
You should.
I got to banish into the black hole.
Back.
You should have played the actual.
No, this is not a Toku Roundup video. This is a video on my channel. And Josh,
Okay.
go to the black hole.
You're banished. Anyway.
Damn it, Josh.
Stay in there for a minute.
No, you can't make me. I want to talk about Dreadnought because he's so cool. I love him. He's a
Fine.
turtle. He
Fine.
has a robot jaw, and he has like this dumb like spike on his head. He looks like he unironically reminds me of like the Chad meme.
Oh God.
I'm gonna name him Chad. I'm gonna raise one and name him Chad.
I don't know why. Anyways. But yeah, so Dreadnought apparently is a water rock type.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
that's interesting. And then next up we've got the two flower Pokemon. We got
The
Gossifleur.
grass.
Yep. We got Gossifleur and Eldegoss, which
Eldegoss is Glossifer's evolved form.
yes,
Dandelions.
thank you for that.
So, which is so far our only evolution.
Yeah. Oh, and here's something interesting. Apparently, Gossifleur has its own unique ability. Well, the Eldegoss line
They
does.
both, yeah.
Oh,
The
Cotton
ability
down.
is called Cotton Down.
From screenshots I've seen, apparently it lowers the opposing Pokemon's speed when they attack it.
oh,
So
That
yeah,
seems to be the case.
yeah, it might be a good Pokemon for that.
Yep.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it's a tank.
Mhm.
And then last but not least, which is DL's favorite, which he'd probably talk about a bunch if he were here, we have Corviknight, which is a steel flying type, which I don't think we've had in a while.
We have not. No, okay. The last steel flying type that we had was actually Celesteela. But here's the thing: this is
Oh, yeah.
not a. This is
Wait,
not a
Celesteela? Wait,
Yeah.
Celesteela was a steel flying type?
Yes, but here's the thing: he's not a steel flying type. He's a flying steel type.
Ah.
I mean, does that really make a difference?
Because it's a flying type, yes. Because the only Pokemon that are primarily a flying types are the Noivern line. And
Not
that's
to
what makes
mention,
it special.
not to mention, Corviknight's a ride. Well, a
He's a-
Pokemon taxi.
Not only is he Pokemon Taxi, he is the very Pokemon that's always been flying you in the generations.
Wait, what?
Yeah, look at this.
Wow.
Huh. I guess you're right.
Yeah!
Okay, I never noticed that.
That means that every time you used Fly in a past Pokemon game, a Corviknight just came in from Galar and lifted you off for it.
I mean, at the same time, that's a bit of a stretch.
That's
But
a
I see where you're coming.
reach.
Yes,
Anyway.
yes.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, honestly, all of the Pokemon are really interesting. I think the only ones that I don't really care for are the Gossifleur line and Dreadnought. I guess that's technically half of them, but still.
More than half.
Yeah, I can I can see where you're coming from, Silver.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about the legendaries until much later, like near
Because
the end
lore.
of the thing.
Also,
Well, yeah,
hi,
because
King
lore.
Crimson. Are you talking now, King Crimson?
Yes, we have the Scotsman, and I don't think that he is here. Kiara, you were kind of recording something.
Yeah.
Okay, he's dead.
Kiari's been having trouble with his mic lately, so
He was murdered.
God damn it, Josh.
Okay.
Anyway.
Here we...
I should note that we're recording this in the same recording studio that I used to record the Toku Roundup in, so we got random pop-ins and pop-outs.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's move on to the characters next, because I want to get to the mechanics near the end as well. So, we were introduced to quite a few very interesting characters, including one of the gym leaders. And yes, thank God they brought back the gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, but the trials were boring. I did not like them in the slightest.
Ooh, that's understandable.
Understandable, but that will bring news for later that I will talk about.
It's like I'm sorry, people, but I did not find the trials engaging at all. I thought that Sun and Moon was just not fun. Like there was no progression at all. It's sure, the story was fine and I liked the story, but I did not like the trial system.
I will say that you're fair for everyone except for the fire trial, which is obviously the most amazing things known to man. The fire trial is the best.
Here's the thing, Josh. Like, Okay. Here, like, honestly, I like that they're bringing back the gyms, and hopefully they put a new edge to it. You know, they make it a bit more stylized,
I mean,
make it a
Not
bit
as
more
much as we
interesting.
don't have gym. We don't have actual. Well, we do have gym leaders, but we don't have our regular gyms. We have gym stadiums.
Yep.
Considering.
and then they turn into Godzilla.
We'll get to that in a second. We'll get in a
We'll get to
second.
that.
Yeah, but
So yeah,
but
we get.
can I just I'm sorry, I just want to say that like I don't know, I forget who this guy's name is, but he is like absolutely buff.
Milo?
Yeah, Milo.
Milo.
He is
The
like
grass gym
super
leader.
yeah, the grass gym leader. He kind of reminds me of I forget his name, but the guy who looks like Lucas in My Hero Academia. He just immediately reminds me of him.
Todoroki?
No, Lucas, like
Or
the guy.
All Might?
No, that guy who can go through things.
Wait. Oh, I'm not that far in Hiroaka yet.
Okay. Well, he reminds me of Lucas.
Guys, stay
Anyway.
focused.
Anyway. I am staying focused. We're talking about Muscle Boy.
Yeah,
Anyway,
so we're introduced to Milo.
In this region, so I apologize for cutting you off, but in this region, gym battling and Pokemon battling in general is a full-on sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty exciting, and I'm excited to see it.
It kind of was also something slightly tested out in the waters in Let's Go because there were actual people in the stadiums. It's just that now it's like a full-on televised sport, which also apparently, if you actually like look through the trailer, you will find like a Rotom drone that is flying around and acting as the camera. Apparently.
Now, there is
Ooh,
one
really?
thing that actually I'm hoping for with this is that I'm hoping that we end up getting more than just the gym leader challenge. It's like to add a little bit more to it, like maybe you have to fight like 3 trainers in order to fight the gym leader, instead of just being like, you enter the stadium, you fight the gym leader, boom, you get your badge.
So Silver, you want it to be like how it was back in Gen 1.
Well,
I mean,
for a lot of
literally.
well, no. No, here's the thing. I don't want the stadiums to be just a one trainer and you're done type of thing, because with the gyms there were multiple trainers that were inside each of the gyms.
Yeah.
So, and also I want to see like a variety of different gym stadiums. Like, you've got a lot of things to work with when it comes to a stadium, and so I think that they can get creative with it. So don't let me down, Nintendo. I'm putting my hopes in you. Don't let me down.
I don't want to spoil anything for like when we eventually talk about this, but the link that I have here does actually say some interesting things about this whole like gym concept that apparently is the case for this generation, but
we'll get to it near the end.
We'll get to it near the end. It's just that it's an interesting note for this specific part.
Anyways, we talked about gyms a little too much and kind of dove into that a little bit. So we're introduced to our rival, who is Hop, who is actually the younger brother of our gym leader Leon.
Well, of our champion.
Our champion, not gym leader blah.
Yeah, he's a king. You respect him. You respect the king and his Charizard. For some reason. Why does he have a Charizard?
Yeah, why the hell does he have a Charizard?
Like,
because he can.
Yeah, but why?
But wait, king, you say?
Oh no.
Well, no, I wasn't going for that, but... Iwae! Wagamao!
Wagamao! Wait, Leon? Don't you mean Sparky?
Oh god. Yeah, apparently Leon is also the Japanese name for Sparky, Richie's Pikachu in the anime, so...
Oh shit, he became a real boy!
Oh, jeez. But yeah, Leon definitely seems like a very interesting character. He seems to have this... Have you
ever had an undefeated gym leader?
Champion?
Or champion, an undefeated champion?
Technically, Blue?
Ah.
Technically, just because. Also, you could probably argue yourself.
Well, here's the thing. They said official battle.
Why?
So,
you could still count yourself because like you do that all the time.
look, here's the thing. They're probably just
Right.
hyping him up or something.
Yeah,
Probably.
I can see that. I can see that. I
Mhm.
think that's that. I think I can easily see that's what they're doing. I
Yeah.
actually remember. One theory that I've actually seen kind of throwing around is that he's not actually like all that he's cracked up to be, and he's actually kind of a fraud, which would be an interesting direction to take.
It would.
I guess, but at the same time, like, I kind of want Leon to be, like, I kind of want them to take it in
Also,
a different direction, but a more interesting direction. Because,
Ah,
you could do that, but where's the real fun in that?
yeah. Also, is his last name Kennedy?
God damn it.
now it is. Now on to his brother, Hop
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Hop.
Hop.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
seriously, what kind of name is Hop?
I know, right?
His pet. You know how the Sonic movie is basically just
Oh no.
10 years later. They really like that movie. They really liked Hop, so they just named their kid after that movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He was born literally the day that it came out, and they went to see it in theaters. There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
I'm proud of
Zappuel Lightningrod, ladies and gentlemen.
you. Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all week. Try the deal.
Aye.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am hoping, or he seems interesting enough. I'm definitely hoping that there's a lot of interesting things with him. I guess you could say, because I don't know, because
I
we've
can
had
kinda-
some really good characters in the
But we've
past.
for rivals, but we've also
Yeah,
had
for
some
Rivals.
really bad ones. X and Y is specifically notable because, like, yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, and I've seen a lot of people who are kind of upset that he's not like a super dickish rival.
Ah, that he's not a jerk ass like Silver.
Yeah. a
No,
lot
not
of
you,
people-
Silver.
Honestly, I think that we can go past the asshole characters.
I
'Cause
think
I-
it's real.
To be honest, I wanted another jerk ass rival, but I'm fine with Hop.
Here's the thing. I look to rivals. Mainly I'm looking in Gen 5, where we had in both Gen 1 or in both Gen 5 Part 1 and 2, we had three very interesting and very very cool characters.
Yes.
You had the very calm and collective Sharon, who's trying to who is basically throughout his journey learning what it really means to be a Pokemon trainer.
Mhm.
You have Bianca, who isn't too confident in her abilities, and she's trying to learn how to be a trainer and
Yeah.
gain some self-confidence. And then
And
in
then
Gen
you have
5 for
Hugh.
I
Then you
was
have
about-
Hugh, who is just dick
Josh,
to everyone.
Josh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was taking care of this.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say that he was being a dick to everyone else but you.
But anyways,
He kind
yeah.
of was.
But yeah, so yeah, and then you have Hugh, who on one hand he does seem like kind of this belligerent character, very blunt. But when you dive deeply into his personality and see how much he does care about his friends, you definitely feel for him, and he was definitely a very interesting rival.
I really liked you. Honestly, out of all the Gen 5 rivals, like, Sharon and Bianca didn't always sit too well with me as rivals. I liked them as characters, and I liked them as the roles that they had in Black and White too. But Hugh I always liked the most because he kind of, I think a very good way of expressing how he is he's always trying to do the right thing, but for the wrong reason. Because he like absolutely hates Team Plasma for like stealing his sister's like Lipard, but he is an absolute dick to everyone, even the guys who are like kind of trying to help him.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I like about him, because you remember there was an insider in the Team Plasma, and he was just like, "Oh, I should have known you're just a stupid fucking Team Plasma grunt. You know, I'm just gonna go do this myself." And it's like, I'm trying to help. You know,
Yeah,
and, like,
seriously.
he's a dick, but like he's just not a dick to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
like,
so okay, here's what I'm thinking for Hop is, well, when it comes down to rival characters post Gen 2, I think that the main thing about it,
Silver?
yes, post Silver.
No, not you. Of course,
Yeah.
I have to preface this.
Really? I think the main
Sorry.
thing about it is that you need to have these rivals, like, they need to have a character to them. They need to
True.
be integral to the story.
Right.
For example, if we look at some of the weaker rivals, which I'm thinking Gens 3 and Gen 6, or Gens 3 and 6 with May / Brandon and Callum / Serena,
Mhm.
like, they didn't do much. And that's the main issue.
Fair.
I'll actually give like. I'm sorry, you go on.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I would make like a slight argument on Gen 6 because like you're specifically saying that Callum and Serena. I'm just gonna say Serena because like I can't say Callum for some reason. But you're specifically saying Serena. I'm thinking about more all 4 of the other rivals, including Serena, which includes Shauna, Trevor, and Tierno. And
Oh, yeah.
Trevor and Tierno were just kind of bland, one-note characters. He was the fat kid who really wanted to dance, and then you had the coconut head who always challenged you to.
Coconut head.
Yeah, because I don't know his name. It's the fat kid and coconut head. I'm sorry, that's how unmemorable they were. The fat kid and coconut head, and like, you know,
crossover between Pokemon and NC Classified confirmed.
There you go. There you go. Fat kid. Anyway, those 2 characters are just. They're non-characters. They're so bland and boring. I can give credit to Shauna because she like has at least elements of trying to have a character there, because like she says she likes puzzles and stuff, and like there's an attempt at shipping between you and your character. But the main rival, which is, I'm gonna say Serena, kind of is just a
Wait, why do you say
legitimately-
specifically Serena and not Callum?
Because I can't say Callum.
Why?
I don't know why. It feels weird to say Callum, so I'm just gonna say Serena because it's easily interchangeable.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, when I say specifically Serena, I mean specifically the other gendered rival.
Okay.
But specifically that one, they're very much into what's going on around them. Like they really want to get a Mega Evolution, and they really want to like go and fight the champion and do all that stuff.
Mhm.
So they're very, I would say, integrated, but at the same point in time, they're kind of the big reason why you would say this character. They're the primary reason why people want a jerk rival, because it doesn't feel as good to beat Serena into the ground because she's just really enthusiastic and not being a jerk at all. You, technically speaking, your character has like absolutely no emotion, so you could argue that you're the jerk who's just taking her dreams away from her.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, to make another example, with Barry from Gen 4.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I like Barry, I think that he's a fun character, but a lot of people find that he gets on his gets on their nerves.
Yeah.
He's kind of an intentionally annoying character.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
there you go.
but at least there's a character to him.
Yes, there's
Unlike with I'm just gonna, since we're all guys, I'm just gonna say the female version. Unlike May and Serena.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're just kind of there.
Yeah, they're just kind of there.
Are you talking to
Right.
us now, King Crimson, or are you still like having mic troubles?
Kyoryu, if your mic isn't working, then stop coming into the.
Which
I say
chat?
keep coming. I say keep coming in. Give us disturbances.
Josh. Josh,
Okay.
pay no attention to the random Scotsman whose mic is broken.
Seemingly.
But we're talking about the Scotsman now. We're in Galar.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, but back to the
You're
rivals
not
with
wrong.
May. Back to the rivals with May and
And
Serena.
then we have How. Now, like I said, I didn't care for Gen 7, so I don't really know too much about it, especially in Gen 7 Part 2, but from what I heard, How didn't really have much of a character in Gen 7 Part 1, or I can't even call it Part 1, because it's two separate stories. Yeah, you can tell I didn't really like Gen 7.
I'll argue for How and say that he does have a character arc. It's just that that's an arc that is unachievable in one game because his whole thing is about how his grandfather is the Kahuna and how he has to kind of live up to that potential, but he can't really do that. Not only because like you're fighting everyone and kind of getting in the way of things, but just time can't pass. You're like being 10 forever. So like it'd be nice to go back and like 10 years and maybe see him pick up the role of the Kahuna, see where his character goes there, but it's kind of only there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, the same thing kind of, that's kind of something that worries me is that we have a similar relationship with Hop, with his brother being the champion.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
Not to mention his journey starts simultaneously with the player characters.
Yeah. It's like, the main thing is, I'm hoping that he is a good character. I'm hoping that there is a character to him, and that it's more than just, I want to be the champion, just like my brother.
Yeah.
Because that just makes things feel hollow.
I'll say this right now, if there is another like jerk rival, like a lot of people are speculating, I really hope that they have that Hop and I'm just gonna say this other character is gonna be called Jump for the fuck of it. But I hope that Hop and Jump have a similar dichotomy to How and Gladion, because they were like together as like we were always together as a trio in that game for like 10 minutes. But that 10 minutes with How and Gladion was absolutely hilarious, and I wish that there was more with them.
Well, we have seen images of a female trainer that doesn't look like she would be. Are
you talking about Sonya?
No, not Sonya. Not Sonya.
Okay.
I'm talking about the one girl in the school uniform. The one.
Not Serena?
No, not Serena. I'm talking about... in the initial trailer...
Yeah, that's not Serena.
Oh. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's not Serena, because she looks exactly like Serena, but like as far as we know, she's not Serena.
Right.
Okay,
like that could just... granted, that could just be like a random last character, but like... we're assuming that it's not, for the sake of this conversation. So, like, she's just not Serena.
I can imagine her being like a prissy English
schoolgirl.
Prissy English schoolgirl, and I think that would be interesting. Have the two of them play off each other,
which would work very well for the Scottish character.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
But that I can see that. Yeah.
Speaking of Sonya, let's get on to talking about the professor and her granddaughter. We have Professor Magnolia, and we have Sonya.
And Magnolia is apparently our first female professor since Professor
Juniper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unless you want to count like Bernadette, but like, you can not count her.
I mean, well, yeah, and that makes the second female professor that we've gotten, if you don't count Professor Ivy.
But she's the first. She's the first old one, and that's what's important.
Yeah, this feels a little weird. It's like, so we look at so going from Gen 1 to Gen 8, we have old, slightly middle-aged,
again, old.
yeah, slightly middle-aged again, old, young and hot.
And now we have old, but she has a young and hot assistant, so there you go.
Yeah.
So I guess that, like Hannah Montana says, we get the best of both worlds.
Alright! Yeah!
Damn
We
it!
got- Now we got the gilf.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, she is apparently studying the Dynamax phenomenon.
Oh,
which
yep.
Is
Or,
which is
well,
Perfect segue.
well, yeah, but we didn't talk about Sonya yet.
Yeah.
Something's not. Moving on. I'm kidding. No, I'm
Sonya
looking forward
definitely
to...
seems like an interesting character.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she,
agree.
like, apparently... I'm not sure if this was actually something that was in the leak or not, or if it was something that was, like, confirmed. No, it's right here. I'm seeing it on the therapy page. She apparently was a childhood friend of Leon.
Yeah,
So
that definitely seems interesting.
So
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna get like some sort of character thing there. Hopefully, I should say, because like
Yeah, that provides
they
an
could also-
interesting dynamic between the two.
yeah, like essentially one became the champion and one kind of just became the assistant to the professor. It's kind of like
Which also gives an interesting dynamic between the player character and the rival.
yeah. It also kind of reminds me a little bit of Black and White 2, except instead of becoming a gym leader, Sharon would become the champion.
Huh.
You know,
Mhm.
because that's kind of what it is. I assume, at least. Like, I don't know. We don't know Leon's personality. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. One last thing. Leon reminded me a lot for some reason of Iris, because he has like dark skin and purple hair.
I can see that.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't
so
know if they're related, but it'd be actually really neat to see like have Iris be like his distant cousin or whatever, because this is Galar and Unova is America.
anyway,
Universe,
so yeah, Professor Magnolia definitely seems interesting, but I think what's more interesting is what she is researching, which is where we
Godzilla.
get into the
Dynamax forms! Yay!
AKA Kaiju Pokemon.
yeah, you know what? Honestly, this is kind of weird. It's like, okay, Gen 6, we're gonna make a super form for our Pokemon. Gen 7,
Mega
we're gonna
evolution.
give super moves to our Pokemon.
Z moves. Mhm.
And then we have Dynamax. We're gonna make our Pokemon freaking Kaiju.
Yep.
It's
Okay,
like, it's like, I'm sorry, what?
I take it from like you guys' enthusiasm. You are really hyped for this.
I'm more
Yeah.
confused than anything. It's like, why are these Pokemon turning giant? What is this, Attack on Titan? Jesus Christ.
This guy copyright strike that.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
I'll stop now. But like, I guess yeah. Opinions about it. You guys are just kind of confused.
I'm very
I'm really
confused.
confused. I'm hyped for this because due to the Dynamax system, due to the Dynamax forms, we get Pokemon Kaiju battles.
Okay, that's
Which
pretty
is
fair.
so weird.
It's
It's
weird.
like,
By the way, it's even fitting considering we have Kaiju. We have Pokemon for all four of the Kaiju in Godzilla King of Monsters: Tyranitar, Aerodactyl, Volcarona, and
Hydreigon.
and Hydreigon. Yeah, it's Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, and Rodan. Whereas it's Godzilla, Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra. Yeah. in that
Okay.
order.
Well, it's nice that you're hyped for this. I can't really say the same because like this is more or less something I kind of looked for the past 2 generations in hindsight. So like you said this is your first Pokemon game, right?
This will be one of my first Pokemon games.
Exactly.
Alongside Let's Go Eevee.
Okay, so like I'm looking at this kind of more from the perspective of a more longtime fan, because when they first introduced like Mega Evolutions, I was super hyped for that shit. Like that was really
Right.
cool to me. And like some Pokemon probably should have just straight up gotten an evolution or had their Mega Evolution reworked into an evolution. I can kind of understand why they did it if you kind of go with the idea that they are really afraid of introducing new evolutions and afraid of getting to like the dreaded 1000 marker of Pokemon. So like I can kind of understand.
Which you've already passed in the anime.
No, we haven't.
When it comes to episodes, yes, we have.
Yeah, but who cares about episodes? We're talking about the actual number of Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. I was just wanting to point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the only the frustrating thing for me is that in the past 3 generations, not counting Gen 8 because we don't know yet, we've only gotten 1 evolution to a previous Pokemon. You want to know what that one Pokemon is? Eevee.
Eevee. Yeah, we've gotten 1 evolution in the past. Sylveon.
Yeah, and while I think that this generation should definitely introduce some evolution, I'm gonna go back real quick to the Mega Evolution thing and segue into everything, because like the Mega Evolutions I thought were really cool. I can understand what a lot of people dislike about them, but I think that the criticisms that certain evolutions faced, whether or not they were actually valid criticisms, because like there are some people out there who think Rhyperior is a bad Pokemon, and you're wrong, but whatever. Those people, they have their criticisms, and you know what? I guarantee you that they wouldn't be anywhere near as upset if Rhyperior was, say, a temporary form, like a Mega Evolution. So, like, from that sense, I can understand why Mega Evolution kind of was a thing. But, after that, you kind of come into the problem of, like, okay, well, we can't give, like, all 800 of these Pokemon, like, Mega Evolutions, so we'll give it time over time.
Right.
Also, that's a good sheep. That is a very good sheep. But anyways, we can't do that. So for the next time, we're gonna make Z moves, and that'll be a nice little equalizer where all these Pokemon can have access to their kind of super nuke moves. That kind of was ruined when they decided to give like specific Pokemon specific Z crystals. But you know what? Whatever. I'll accept that. Fine. But now we have Dynamax, which just kind of feels like another attempt at equalizing everything without like going above and beyond like they did with Mega Evolutions or Z moves, and it just kind of feels oddly lazy.
Honestly, from what I've noticed, things just have gotten gimmicky. Like, really gimmicky. Like, ever since 2013, things are super gimmicky. You know, this is something that I don't understand with a lot of Japanese media. Why do you need so much gimmicks? Like, isn't it enough to just add in certain things? Like, take for example Kamen Rider. Back in Kamen Rider, we didn't really need any sort of gimmicks and whatnot.
Fair.
And it's like gimmicks didn't really start showing up until Kamen Rider W, where they had the Gaia memories, and even then it was toned back.
Where they had the letter W.
That's debatable, considering there's the Flessels and.
Okay, yes. Well, the Rider cards was the whole other thing entirely.
In the Rider cards, and yeah.
I mean, it didn't hit the mainstream till Double.
Fair, good enough. Good point, yeah.
But anyways, as I was saying, and then they just started adding in more and more and more gimmicks to where we have this insane amount of gimmicks with, like, and the same thing with Super Sentai, because like everything. You know what the ironic thing is? It seems like the gimmicks started when the most popular at the time series came out. For W, or for Kamen Rider, it was W. For Super Sentai, it was Gokaiger with the Gokaiger keys. Yeah, with the Ranger keys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, why are you doing this?
Okay, but why? Okay, but why though?
And Pokemon seems to be doing the same thing. It's like you introduce these Mega Evolutions. Cool. I like that. It's cool to introduce a super form for all these evolutions. You introduce Z moves. Cool. I kind of wish you had done more super forms, but adding a super move to a Pokemon is interesting. Dynamax, I don't know.
It feels like a gimmick. And like this is the most gimmick. This is the most gimmicky feeling out of everything.
I don't view it as such, but to each their own.
But you're also a newbie, so you're coming into this like kind of blind. So
Yeah, I'm with Josh on this.
I've seen like 1.5 of Chugga Conroy's Pokemon playthroughs, so I know
1.5. Oh, great.
Okay, which one? That's what I want to know.
Fire Red and part of his Platinum playthrough.
Okay, all right. That
Flutter, you're like Emil isn't even at the part where he's not
Yeah,
even at Gen 6
he's not-
through 8 yet. So
He's not
you
even at
don't
Gen
really have
5
any
part.
ground.
He's not even on Gen.
Good
He's
point.
not on Black and White 2. But regardless, back to the case at hand. I'm glad that you are very hyped about this, and I hope that you enjoy it. I'm just kind of more or less. I'm speaking more from the perspective of
Good point.
what I would like to. I kind of want. I don't want them to keep introducing gimmick after gimmick and then just abandoning it. I'm okay, like, with not introducing, like, new Mega Evolution for a game or two. I'm alright with that. Especially because kind of how I'm viewing it is, or at least how I'm hoping that it works around, is that they're going to save Mega Evolutions for, like, remakes, because I think that would work the best. So, like, Gen 4 remakes come around, you know,
Yeah.
then we finally get all the Megas for that.
Yeah, to make a reference to Silver Quill, one time it's a neat gimmick. 2 times you're overusing it a bit. But 3 times is a drinking game.
Yeah, 3 times it's a drinking game. We're on a drinking game here, guys. It's okay. And this is also just kind of something this is, like, less so a case with. It's a half case here, because I'm not really a big fan of it being the thing for the stadium, because it looks way too dangerous, and I would much rather that they decide to use all the
Keep
space.
it outside of the gym stadiums.
Yeah, I would prefer it outside of the gym stadiums, because it looks very cramped and essentially just they're firing things at each other. Whereas I would much prefer it if we had more dynamic animations because of it, and the characters were smaller and they were just, like, running across all the field and stuff. Which I
Fair.
understand that might be a huge hassle, but apparently Dynamaxing is only a thing in certain areas of the game. So I could understand it to a degree if they wanted to do it that way.
Yeah.
I
That being
just find the whole thing a little awkward.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can agree, but I will say that where I don't think it's all that awkward is the raid battles, because I think it's actually legitimately kind of cool there, because
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is where I think things are interesting. So let's explain what the raid battles are for those who haven't seen it yet. Basically, you have up to 4 trainers teaming up with each other in order to defeat this giant Pokemon.
Teaming up with each other through multiplayer, by the way.
Well, yeah,
Who is-
basically.
This giant Pokemon is the big Dynamax Pokemon, and the thing that we haven't mentioned about Dynamax is that you only have 3 turns to use it, which kind of makes it feel even more like a gimmick. But whatever.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough.
But the giant Pokemon is always going to stay giant until you defeat it.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but on the flip side, when it comes to you and your team, you're the only one who can have there can only be 1 Pokemon on this team of 4 that have a Dynamax Pokemon. And I
Yeah.
think that's actually really cool. And if it actually extends to, like, Mega Evolution, well, honestly, I kind of don't want it to extend to Mega Evolutions, because I want to have, like, 4 Megas on a team, because that'd be really cool. But, like, I guess if it did, I wouldn't be upset. But if it extends, like,
Right.
Mega Evolutions or Z-Moves, and, like, these teams can only each have 1 of these types of Pokemon, that'd be cool too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
But-
so.
You know, and another really cool aspect of it is that, you know, if you defeat the raid Pokemon, it will start appearing in the world. So, yeah.
I
Also,
think
Dynamax Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Dynamax Pokeballs. Oh, hold on a second. I need to see if I can find something, because it's, like, perfection incarnate. If it will actually. I'm probably not
yeah,
gonna
just
find it
like
here.
overall, this is very interesting. Well, I find that this part of the Pokemon of Dynamax is interesting.
Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, this segues into another thing that we see that I am personally loving: open world routes. Oh my god, this
It's
is
not
awesome.
It's not entirely open world from what we can tell, but I would say that a larger majority than what most people would assume, because most people would assume that those 3 lakes are the open world area. No, it actually goes up past that. Like, if you see hold on, I'm gonna post a map of Galar, so that way you guys can kind of follow me. Where is Galar? Where the fuck is Galar? That's Newt. That's the best girl. No, I want Galar. Where the fuck is Galar? Why do I have all these pictures? Here's Galar. Okay, there we go. It should fit. It's a big res one, so, like, be careful. But you see those
Alright.
3 lakes. That's where
Yeah.
people kind of assume that it all is taking place. It's actually not, because if you look like slightly to the right of the steampunk town, you can see a pathway that leads up to like a kind of deserty Stone Age area, and
Oh, yeah.
that place is also in the wild area because you can see the bridges in the
Mhm.
gameplay trailer, the multiple bridges, which you can't see in the lakes. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit bigger than what most people would think. I don't know how big it is, and for all intents and purposes, this area is probably the only one. I don't really know if there's any other ones where you have like the actual open world area, but beyond that, this is really hype, and I really like it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm thinking, like, when I was looking at this, I was, like, the one thing that was popping into my head was Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Having this semi-open world, like, sure, in Xenoblade, you're going on a straight path, more or less. But you
Unless
have
it's
such
X.
this wide open... Don't remind me of X.
Unless it's X. But it doesn't matter because back to Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2 to another extent, because that's very similar.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna get this out of the way as well. I really did not like Xenoblade X.
Mhm.
It's like you can... It's like you can say that the story was fine for X, but it's like... I
It's
didn't
in
like the
episode 1.
gameplay, I didn't like the... Yeah, in episode 1 that we're never gonna get the episode 2 to.
No, they will. I guarantee it.
How are you so sure?
Because they've deliberately said that they want to make it the next 2.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get a port like this year or like next year or whatever. Probably not. They're working right now on like an original IP, or we assume it's an original IP. It also might be that Zelda game that they were hiring for a while back, but they're working on something.
Wasn't that Breath of the Wild?
No, it was more recent. Like they sent out a listing for a Zelda game that they were working on, which might be a Breath of the Wild 2. It might not be. I don't know. That's something we're gonna have to wait on seeing. But they
Anyway, back on topic since we've massively derailed.
Yeah. Okay. Back to Pokemans.
Right.
Back to Pokemans. But yeah, this entire like open world area is essentially just this kind of very big L shape, which is good. I like this.
Honestly, I really like it. I think that it's really interesting. It's like...
Josh, you are willing to hold this L.
Yeah, I'm willing to hold this up to go down.
Anyway.
Wait,
Look,
what L?
If you notice the actual... Actually, hold on. It's a backwards L, son of a bitch. It's a Waluigi L. There we go. I'll still accept the L. I'll still accept the backwards L.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's like... But yeah, the whole thing is like... It reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2. And I like that because... I like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like, Xenoblade is one of my favorite series, even though I still need to finish both games. Why have I not finished both games?
Why have you not beaten one? What stopped you from that?
I forgot to play the games.
Go play 2 and enjoy the anime titties.
Also,
I'll finish them both eventually.
Time.
Yes, it's rolling time.
It's rolling time.
Also,
man,
okay.
What a bunch of jokers.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Because one thing that we saw in the trailers was that... God damn it, Josh!
I was saving this one.
For those...
When we all played Smash together, but then we never did.
For those who are listening in, Josh just posted a picture
of Ryan
that has
Joker's mask.
Yep, from Persona 5.
Looking cool, Ryan.
I
gotta smack both of you. I really ought to smack both of you.
Anyway, so we're just having fun.
I know.
Anyways,
moving on.
Back to the backwards L.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn it, I lost my train of thought. God damn it, you guys.
You really like this because it reminds you of Xenoblade.
Right. I think that it's really interesting having these semi-open world areas. And then, oh, right. I was going to say one thing. So, one thing that was noticed in the trailer was that we didn't really hear, we didn't really have any sort of talking. No sort of text underneath or anything. It's mainly
However, the character's lips were moving.
Yeah, the character's lips were actually moving. It
now,
wasn't
here's
just
one
basic
thing that I
lip
wonder.
flaps.
Here's one thing that I wonder, considering we literally just had a game, Breath of the Wild, that had actual voice acting in a game or in a series that normally doesn't have voice acting. Who's to say that the same won't happen with Pokemon?
That'd be really cool. It's the only
If that's the case, you know what I want?
What?
To have the female trainer be voiced by Elsie Loverock.
Who?
Silver, remember those videos with the comic dubs with the Scottish Pokemon?
Oh,
Scottish
right,
Pokemon?
right.
Those.
Oh, it's like you want to have a chicken Pokemon fight? Is the Pope Catholic, you cheeky tot? That's all that I would want. That's all I would want out of this, to be quite honest with you. But I really, if we're gonna talk about voice acting, the only issue that I could find with that is the main player character. And to be quite honest, they can just kind of
here's the
come up
thing.
with a nickname.
Link couldn't talk as well.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that it'll work. And I hate to talk about this game because I really hate it.
Xenoblade X also.
No, I'm not talking about. Oh, wait. Xenoblade X also did. I was thinking Sonic Forces.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Well, they don't even let you name the character in that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically in that game you basically had characters calling you by a nickname, which is I guess what they would have to do for this. Which
yes.
I mean, hey, if we actually go back to X and Y, you technically also had nicknames in that where people would call you, or they would try to call you. They would call you whatever nickname that you chose, where you were either Big L or Little L.
Yeah.
I put Silver because.
Yeah.
Because of course I would.
Of course.
Our friend put Delphinium, so they always called her Big D and Little D.
Little D.
Yeah.
Rising.
Yeah. But yeah, I can easily see that, and considering that characters typically don't nickname Pokemon, I can also see them easily doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Dave.
There you are.
There you are. DLBot 2016 enters the building.
Hi, we're talking about voice acting in Pokemans.
Mm-hmm.
I am so sorry I lost track of time playing Battle War Genesis.
Okay.
God damn it, DL.
That's an understandable reason, Silver.
Fine. Anyway. But other than that, what are your thoughts on Dynamax?
Interesting concept, I gotta say. Hey, making super size Pokemon.
Yeah, kaiju Pokemon.
Well, yeah, but
I'm honestly hoping that you could that you don't have to basically compete with your friends to decide who gets the big Dynamax Pokemon.
In the raid battles.
Yeah.
I'm
hoping it's a case where if one person catches it, everyone gets it.
Yeah.
I guess, but it's here's the thing: is Josh and I went into details regarding that. We find that Dynamax is a little
gimmicky.
Yeah, very gimmicky. And I basically compared it to overusing gimmicks in Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. Because as much as I love Kamen Rider, I'll admit, it gets really gimmicky.
Yeah. So Silver, here's the thing. You come to expect gimmicky when it comes to Pokemon sometimes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's prior to Gen 6, we didn't really have gimmicks when it came to gameplay. Sure, we had gimmicks in other ways, but we didn't need gimmicks in the gameplay.
Okay. My opinion on it is I like the gimmicks. You want to know why? Because I feel it helps set the generation apart from others.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm gonna make an argument on that. I guess a small one, not really a big one, but I say that what should separate the generation apart from others is the generation itself, like the Pokemon that it introduces, the region that you're set in.
I understand what you're saying, and I do, and that can help. But I feel that there's something really big and important about the game itself, or such like that. It can help it be more memorable because I remember in some Call Me Johnny's review of Pokemon on Gen 3, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he hasn't done Gen 4 yet.
He hasn't done Gen 4 yet. XD is next.
He found that the region did not have much of an identity other than the distinguishing water.
Mm-hmm.
I would disagree on that, but mainly on the sense that it was Gen 3 technology. There's kind of a difference in between that and what they currently got.
Here's the thing, DL. It's not that I don't like Mega Evolutions and Z moves, but I wish that they were that they weren't dropped after one generation because super forms and super moves seem like something that wouldn't be dropped after only one generation.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. It doesn't bother me personally.
That's understandable.
Same here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, go. Anyway,
I guess, but it's just...
I don't mind it. It's something new. It's something interesting.
Eh.
I like it.
I will say that something that both Josh and I did enjoy was the raid battles.
Yeah, that's where I think it's really cool because it's essentially like that's where I think your argument of it's new and interesting can really come into play because this is legitimately something that doesn't feel too much like a gimmick and it has the basic flavor of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say that it's a gimmick, but at the same time, it feels fresh.
Those tracks we're recording at the moment.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're kind of recording Pokemon stuff. Oh.
He left. Okay, bye.
And he's gone.
Yep, Andy's gone. Anyways.
Wait.
Ignore the chat, or ignore the text chat.
All right.
Anyways, moving on. So, now we've come to the final bit. Are we missing anything? Because we talked about...
So what are we talking about now? We're talking about open world. Open world.
Right, hang on. Well,
sorry.
Well, so we've talked about the open world. We've talked about the new Pokemon, except for the legendaries. And we've talked about the characters and Dynamax. What are we forgetting?
You're the one with the list.
There's also the fact that I think now the fact that they've implemented elements from Let's Go.
Yeah.
Who gives a damn about Let's Go?
No. Let me finish. The way that Wild Encounter sort of works and how you can spot them in Sword and Shield.
Well,
that's what I meant.
It seems to be both that and a little, and it seems to be a little bit of Wild Encounters. It seems like you can encounter Pokemon in the wild, but you'll have some grass areas off to the side.
It should also be made note that the only time that you can see Pokemon in the overworld is in the big wild area, which is kind of what people wanted from Let's Go. That and walking with your Pokemon, which is sadly not.
Mm-hmm.
They might not have fully gotten rid of that. They could be saving that for a future director.
I'm gonna go ahead and doubt that for right now, and I actually do kind of have reason to do that. So
press X to doubt.
Press X, yeah.
Anyway, I will say I like the fact that you can now control the camera when you're in certain areas.
Oh yeah, the camera! We actually have a camera!
It's an open world game. I kind of would hope you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just straight up, I love that this is an open world game. I've said this multiple times, but I don't care. I love that it's an open world game.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before stuff about voice acting, yes?
Oh, yeah.
I honestly am hoping this Pokemon game finally breaks the boundary and includes voice acting, because honestly, I feel Pokemon has needed that for a long while.
Yeah. I can see that.
And you want to know where I feel that we should have gotten voice acting to begin with?
Where?
The Mystery Dungeon games.
Yes.
Well, those are text-based games, but yes.
Well, here's the thing. They might be text-based games, but I know my RPGs. You can have actual dialogue in an RPG, even if it has some text in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, it was back on the Game Boy, and
Well, I mean that in like future games, like
yeah.
like the 3DS games and such like that.
Yes, the
Yeah, like
3DS
Super.
games I can understand.
Super.
And where I personally say that there could have been voice acting, I point to one game in particular for the 3DS.
Hmm?
Sonic Fire and Ice. That game has voice acting.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Wait, which game?
Sonic
Boom,
Fire and Ice.
Ah, the only
That's-
good Sonic Boom game.
Yeah, but I am hoping that boundary is finally broken. We could use something other than looking at text all the time. Give these characters actual personality. Don't make us wait for the goddamn anime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Not-
That'd be nice.
Not only that's let's be fair here. Here, I think most of us can agree. The anime nowadays is kind of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of Sun and Moon, I've enjoyed it, but to each their own.
Okay, let me phrase it. Flutter, have you actually watched it?
Not in a long time, but I
If you haven't watched it, then you can't really say much, Flutter.
fair enough.
I mean, certain people like the Sun and Moon anime.
I know, but
It's
I'm
very
sorry.
much it's a tonal difference from like X and Y.
It's
I
a
know
total
that much.
shit. It's a
Oh,
total
abso-fucking-lutely. I hate how Sun and Moon basically feels like it's dumbed down so much after how serious the plot from X and Y was.
I'm more upset that Ash didn't win the league in X and Y because it was literally.
Oh,
so
don't
much
even!
so
Oh,
much
don't
better.
even remind me that was fucking bullshit. He had the fucking time advantage. Fuck you!
To be honest,
even though
To be
Ash
honest,
Ninja
from what I
was
heard-
was extremely fatigued, and Megacharizard
Blah blah
was a fresh Pokemon.
Excuses.
if I may say, one thing, from what I
Yeah.
heard, the ending of Gen 6 really sucked.
Yeah. They really did.
And the thing that I love the most is that people act like the whole Serena and Ash ship will actually be a thing. No.
I mean, it was a thing for like the
It
one
was.
episode. The
Yeah.
one episode.
Here is one rule I have learned with Pokemon when it comes to the anime: relationships never last.
Yeah, because it essentially resets every time.
Fair.
Okay, I'm
that's
gonna
right.
say one thing. Okay.
We might get get one of the past commands show up for like an episode or two, but after that, gone.
Yeah.
Okay, can I say one thing before we get back on track?
Yes.
Yes.
When it came to Gen 6 had a lot of very good ideas and was very well implemented, but it feels like Nintendo just pulled the plug at the last minute. Looking at you, Pokemon Z, that never happened. Still sore about that one.
I think there actually was a. Hold on, I'm gonna like briefly say something because I actually remember.
Look,
Around
I'm
20.
going to put this out here. If you only release one thing for X and Y, and then barely touch on it again, but we get 2 freaking versions of Sun and Moon, I'm sorry, but your logic is flawed.
May I say something? May I say something
Fair
real
enough.
quick? Because like, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm pretty sure that they were planning on a Z. So, like this is not. This is not like anything knowing from the inside. This is just my personal speculation, but I'm like 90% certain that they were planning on doing a Gen Z, a Pokemon Z.
Pokemon Z.
No, Gen Z is what the millennials are now, but no. I'm pretty sure they were going to do a Pokemon Z because it's pretty obvious that a lot of the ideas in X and Y were not particularly well done. Looking at the rivals, looking at Lysander. Lysander, it was you all along. But
Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to know? You want to know where I make a counter argument with that?
Where?
The Alola charm that you get in one of the hotels that points towards Alola being the next game.
No, okay. Well, here I'm not finished. First off, I was making a Lysanderoth joke, but whatever. What I'm getting at is I don't think that X and Y were. I'm pretty sure that X and Y were just. Okay, so many franchises die on the way to 3D, so let's just focus on making a good 3D game first and foremost, and we'll do any interesting ideas that we have in a Pokemon Z. And they probably were going to do a Pokemon Z in 2015, but I actually remember somewhere around that time there was apparently a terrorist attack in France somewhere.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And if it's anything like what we kind of got in Pokemon X, Y, and Z, I can understand why they decided to say no. And I think that that's probably the closest thing that we're going to kind of get to anything on that.
I agree. I think that might be the case. Silver, I'll bet we don't have to like it, but at least some explanation. And
yeah.
Personally, I'm most disappointed about the anime for Sun and Moon, since I played through Sun and through Pokemon Moon. That is probably one of the best stories I've seen in a Pokemon game. All the characters were very interesting, especially Lily, who had such a good development and arc to her.
DL, you're not going to like me saying this, but I gave up on Gen 7 pretty quickly. Like, I did not like Gen 7 at all.
Shame! Shame!
Well, excuse me. I get that the story was good, but the gameplay sucked.
Okay.
Same game.
Okay. Hold on. How exactly did the gameplay suck? What exactly sucked about it? What was it? The ride pager?
The trials.
Silver, give them credit for doing something different other than a basic gym battle.
I'm sorry, but it did not feel engaging, and it did not feel like I had any sort of progress.
I can understand that.
Silver, let me rephrase it. Would you rather have something unique and interesting, or would you rather have a same old gym battle again and again?
If that, okay, I'll actually fight on this side real quick for that. I'd rather have something that's tried and true that I know works, rather than trying to do something brand new that doesn't work the first time.
Thank you, Josh.
I think you're wrong on the trials as a whole. I can certainly see why you would think some of them are very uninspired, but like I can understand your opinion. I can understand that stance. You know? So there you go. So in other words, both of you are wrong, and Gen 7 is a good generation because it has a turtle Pokemon.
But I am hoping that Sword and Shield is good. And again, I am really hoping for voice acting, since honestly, now that it's on a console, I feel it's time to break away from the barriers of a handheld.
It definitely is. It definitely is. Like, a lot of what we've seen out of this direct basically feels very much like, hey, this is kind of what we've always wanted to do for a Pokemon game. We're doing things on the 3DS, which was the power of a GameCube at best.
And I'm going to say this right now. They need to pull out all of the stops when it comes to this. I know that Let's Go is technically
The first Pokemon game.
For the Switch.
Yeah.
DL, we can't hear you. DL.
I think we lost DL.
He was killed. Rest in peace, DL.
Oh no.
It's okay. Gen 8 will be good because of you. Your sacrifice was not in vain.
Hello, hello, hello.
There we go.
Hey, there it is. Hi.
Ah, Jesus. Sorry about that. That's Discord suddenly shut down on me. But what I was trying to say here is that they need to pull out all the stops for this game, because I know that technically Let's Go is the first console game, but I'm sorry, I don't really count that. That's more just a poor man's port of Pokemon Go. Go.
I wouldn't call it.
I agree, to be perfectly honest, because like I tried out Let's Go Eevee with my girlfriend. I did not like it. And honestly, just like if we include Let's Go with Gen 7 was a massive disappointment for me.
All right. Now, as I was trying to say here, disregarding the Let's Go games, this is the first real Pokemon.
This is the first
on a
main
console
series game on a console.
Yes, and they need to make a good first impression. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this right now. How they have no excuse of resorting to the text. That is, in my opinion, a lazy and budgeted choice.
Okay, I will say one thing is that I don't expect every single cutscene to be voice acted, because that just seems unreasonable.
Okay.
However,
okay,
hang on. Let me finish. However, I think that if they have some of the major cutscenes voiced and then the other things through text, similar to what they did with Legend of Zelda, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, that would definitely be better. And I'm honestly hoping for that because again, this is their first real mainline console Pokemon game. They need to make a big first impression. This is the new home for Pokemon games. This is basically, this is a new generation for Pokemon on fans and casuals.
I guess you could say it's a whole new world we're living.
Yes.
Okay, well, can I have things I want to
I'll
say.
I'll give Silver a pass for that, considering I love it.
I want to say things now because, like, you're
Yes,
talking.
go ahead, Josh.
You brought up the voice acting in Breath of the Wild, and honestly, if they do it like that, I don't think I'll be mad. I don't think I'll be happy because
I asked one thing about the voice acting. Have it be voiced by British actors.
Not to mention have the female Pokemon trainer be voiced by Elsie.
Here's the thing. It's a silent protagonist, so
that's why you have the rival character. Boom. But,
yeah.
Okay, back to this. I don't think I really want it to be like Legend of Zelda because that was a whole bunch of like specific scenes, but it felt, at the very least, for like the main game, like not looking back to like any of the past situations, it felt very bare bones, and I did not like that. It felt very much more jarring than to have it just kind of all be text. Like I can understand a majority of the game
here's the thing.
Text.
This is Pokemon because like this is Pokemon. There's going to be a lot more story involved because Pokemon is an RPG. Zelda is an adventure game.
Okay, well, can I also say something real quick? Because, like, we have a very good very good comparison with Xenoblade, where that game is pretty much filled to the brim with cutscenes where the characters talk, with voice acting. Even if they're like doing the basic like Sonic Adventure 1 style cutscenes where they just have like 10 animations play over a scene, they're still voice acted. And I don't necessarily need everything to be voice acted, but I would like a majority. I'd like most of the things that you write.
That's exactly what I want because
same here.
Because they have a bigger budget now. There's no longer the restrictions of a handheld. They can do whatever they want now.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this though: if they I want it to be either all or nothing. If they are going
Yeah.
to go for like a middle route, I would rather that they just didn't go with it. I'd rather just have a text-based game if they decide to just do like 10 cutscenes throughout the entire game. I'd rather just have it all be text so that way it's not jarring.
Yeah, I'm with you. All or nothing with this case.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but let's be honest here. We can't have every single freaking cutscene be voice
We're not
acted.
asking for that, Silver.
Not
We're asking for only a majority of it. And if
Yeah,
some of it is still text-based, that's fine. But we don't want a middle ground. We want them to
I like
put effort
Fair
into
enough.
this.
not
Yeah.
every character has to be voiced. Like you don't have to like go in there and talk to like you don't have to go into like every gym and talk to the guy who gives you a fresh water and have that be voiced. I don't need that. You can just be talking, you can just text, but I would like